Look out for that weenie wart. Look out for that weenie wart. Sundays 10/07/41 seconds year 2024 6-month June 9. And I need your ho-ho. And I need your so-so. And I need your presence. I had another concert last night. Did not fucking record it because it had copyright shit on it. Copyright. The copyright. The copyright. Because the fucking YouTube the fucker running the YouTube algorithm, the young spoiled brat child actor stuck in the mud with it. Wonderful wonderful as a little guy is, you know, just acting like a dumb fuck, stuck in the mud with it, actor. You know, loves to throw what's called legal fits. Legal fits. Hoping one day to get near the lawful tits. Again. Again. Watching a lot of fucking WrestleMania shit. You know, all that rigged acting shit, you know, and who knows if some of it's rigged? Who knows if some of it's actually real? and point blank is, who really fucking cares? Who gives a fucking shit? Because it's all fucking robot controlled anyway. So it's still controlled, scripted. All of it. at a higher Vatican extraterrestrial robot controlled monarch butterfly MK Ultra level. As a what if and could be. Just information that the lawful sheriff shares. Anyway, so listened to a wonderful song last night, and it's this song here. Yeah, they're at 22:36. I gotta get this one on the record, folks. This is some good ass shit right here. God, this is good. This is good, good, good. Ow, is it good? Yes, I need your show. I need your hope. something? It just came out. Whew, that was close. I was hard on that note, man. Ah! Hold on, I need to get the microphone on this, man. Yes, I need you. Did we just break something? It just came out. Whew, that was close. I was hard on that note, man. Ah! Hold on, I need to get the microphone on this, man. Oh shit. Cause honey, love 215. Yes, we 1366, and we 216. 'Cause we love his note, and we show the boat. That was an opening. And I love your show. This is the B key. out to be one deaf shark. Anyway, so out here today and grabbing a thing from the tree, out of the tree that was cut off and was left up there. And then someone put this in the fucking yard last week, in this wheelchair hiding behind the fucking blackberry bushes so that it's seen through the fence. So I decided, so the object here is just to leave it there because someone probably feels safe, like they need to hide their stuff and they're going to come back in a couple days to pick it up. Well, it's been sitting there all week. So the brother's thinking, we'll just put it right back out on the other side of the fence over here, put the wheelchair over there and display it in front of the tree. That's the mood that's in, Usually if someone just puts something over the fence, it's probably just going to be there for a day and they just need to stash it there and then they're going to come back and get it quickly. But this is turned more than into a day thing. This is kind of like more, also leaning more toward a trap sheriff message with his wheelchair. That's easily laughed off. Easily fucking laughed off. Anyway, so this we got a thing here. That's the dark side of Hollywood. Congressional acting. Let's see if we can send a message to somebody and scare them into some type of a herdment and route them according to how we want to route them, or send them a message and think, brother, you need to calm the fuck down or we're gonna get you. It's always the same shit with the bully. Same shit, different day. Until the bully starts learning how to grow up a little more. Which happens. It happens. So, it's always the mud-stuck abusive bully that's, stuck in the mud with it. Acting like a dumb fuck. Stuck in the mud with it abusively, just acting. Which, it's part of nature too. Acting is still part of nature. Nothing wrong with acting. But stuck in the mud with it abusively, and then hoping to keep it that way forever, well then that shit, it gets automatic. It's an automatic reaction, or whatever the fuck one wants to call it, a counterclaim. Automatic counterclaim. What a counterclaim is someone that writes someone else writes a story, or shares something in the town, or wherever the fuck, or share something in the family, or share something in a relationship. Just share something, wherever the fuck it is, even if it's fucking colonialism. That's just another word for the dark side, stuck in the mud abusively with the acting bullshit, hoping to keep it that way forever. And then one would say, well, for every action there's a this and equal reaction. Well, lawfully looking at things, for every story like that there is a counterclaim. That's also known as the audit. That's also known as the motherly energy that comes along and, and shares something with the little child stuck in the mud with it, abusively acting, thinking it'd be a good idea to keep it like that forever, and control shit, and they call that herding the cattle. herding the cattle. Sees how the little guy thinks he controls everything, so he's gonna herd. And the cattle is just another word for sheeple, which is another word for citizen, which is just another word for people. Or other living organisms, whether it be animals, plants, trees, shrubs, skies, moons, planets. You know. So anyway, this is, you know, this is starting to fall in the category as another legal sheriff's trap message from the sheriff's department. From the legal sheriff's department, you know. Nothing wrong with the legal sheriff's department, but the legal sheriff's department stuck in the mud with it abusively, acting like that and hoping to keep it like that forever. Well, that's where the counterclaim comes into play. Another reminder. Lest the little guy get too secure and confident with his own self-destruction. Sometimes mother has to step in and quote unquote feed the child. Feed the child. Sometimes the mother knows what's best for the child because the child's too weak to feed itself. That's a natural law, because any mother that gives birth to a child has to lift that child with the handle-lean arms. Those are lawful handle-lean arms, and route that child to the tit. And route that child to the tit. Lawfully. When the child can't feed itself. Or a more proper word would be nourish, to nourish. You know, like the neuro gym. Neuro as in nerves. Have some nerve. What that Sicily brother sure does have some nerve. Where does that nerve come from? Well, there's no question to it. There's no question about it, no question with it, no question to it. It's just a natural counterclaim. When a child starts crying because it's hungry, there's many ways to know when a child is crying. For instance, you know, sending little signals, little fear, supposedly little fear signals to route someone. Well, you're gonna be poor and on bottles, and you're gonna be in a wheelchair, fucker. We're gonna see to it. You know, this all gets into WrestleMania, WWE, WWF, New World Order, New World NWO, and all the rest of the top level Hollywood acting wrestling themes and theses. And that is to get on television and into public or private or wherever the fuck and send a message to someone that we think someone needs to know. Lest they end up in a fucking wheelchair. Or their house burnt down and all that other scare tactic, fucking abusive, stuck in the mud, Hollywood congressional acting, you know. Cry out. Child crying, bully child stuck in the mud, bully bull dyke stuck in the mud crying, crying for neuro gym, for nourishment, for the reprogramming, for the new habit. So anyway, so we got that shit out of the tree now. That shit was sitting up there, and then on the there's still some kind of dead shit in the tree here, and that's gonna be scraped out with the rake here. Yeah, so that would be the neurogym. So anyway, so this stuff's gonna be displayed out here. This baggy bag. We'll put this over here. I don't think the brother's coming back, and if he is coming back, he might be coming back 2 years later because he might have got caught by the cops or something and is in jail for the moment. And the judge might keep him there for a couple months, let alone if it's horrendous enough, it might end up in the state prison for some time. And, you know, the brother does need to mow the yard back here right there, and not too fond of having, this particular neighborly item on this side of the fence. It's just the way it is. Sometimes mother gets in a mood. She's in the mood. It's like, all right, child, we're gonna put your toys over here. And it's not really mother's problem that thou was born into this situation. It's not really mother's problem that thou was born into this situation. At some point, child needs to start be introduced to the self-training program. There are subtle hints even after birth that little child is going to have to face the big weenie. The big weenie. The wean. The child's going to have to learn to stand on the child's 2 feet. That's the saying out in town. They always say this. Someday, child, you're going to have, and they always legally use the word own. Child, someday you're going to have to learn to stand on your own 2 feet. Can't be relying on mama all the time. It's going to come down to that one day. And usually, lawfully, that brings in a picture, a radio broadcast to listen to, information to examine, evidence to look at, that one day, one is going to realize that one is also, not only is one also the child growing up, a living organism could be, and what if? And obviously looking around, it is. That child is not just the child. In all childish situations, legally, lawfully, and all the other things that come around with it, right? That child is also not just the child, but the mother, the motherly energy, the yin and the yang also. That child is also the motherly energy and the fatherly energy. There comes a time that expectation all of a sudden comes upon, and one realizes, instead of the usual religious outlook, which is, there's always going to be someone more powerful than me. And heaven forbid, I sure as hell ain't God. In other words, I sure as hell ain't fire, earth, air, and water, equal to any other fire, earth, air, and water that's out there that mixes together and spontaneously brings forth into existence. Well, I certainly ain't God. I can't be God. Well, sometimes during stuck in the mud legalism, a legal mother that teaches her child that information, hoping to keep it like that forever, well, that's when the lawful mother steps in and says, all right, child, now it's time to really grow up. We're going to see what's on the other side of the fence now. Sheriff, the trap. The trap. So, anyway, remember, legally, for every action, there is an equal and sufficient reaction. Legally, but lawfully, for every Hollywood act stuck in the mud with it, abusively looking to keep it like that forever, there is a counterclaim reminder. A lawful counterclaim, a forever lawful counterclaim reminder. Of course, it's all still just considered a story. And really, when it comes down to it, it's all really just a bunch of shall see what happens. Shall see what happens. I mean, anyway, so Because remember, the stuck in the mud, abusive child Hollywood actor hoping to keep it that way forever, when it comes down to it, it's all really just about in seeing how one could instill fear into a situation to manipulate things, to instill fear into a situation, for manipulative purposes. Manipulative purposes. Imagine that. So, as people watch WrestleMania, WWE, NWO, New World Order, there's even WWF, and there's all these other WWs, and there's M patterns, and there's trap patterns, and everything else that comes with financial instruments, everything else that comes with financial instruments. That includes the larynx, or the voice, is a financial instrument, both legally and lawfully. Anyway, so we're gonna get all this shit out of this tree. All these nasty ass, dry ass crap. Probably have to bring the hose out here and squirt it, but for now, we can get some of that stuff out. Anyway, so that's a good song last night from, that was just before getting that Natron Wood Products job. I'm not talking about the concert that was played last night. I'm talking about upon entering the rest zone, or the bed with snuggling with the cat, the YouTube video that the Sicily brothers posted up around 2019, just before that slave job situation, Simple Night Order slave job situation arrived. And there's that song that's at the beginning of this emerging video. That song was enjoyed last night on the wonderful arrest. The wonderful arrest. The wonderful arrest. Rest. Watching Undertaker videos. Undertaker. That's one of the worldwide wrestling, and that got on, for some reason there's this wonderful fascination with how tall people are. It just naturally happens with the Sicily brother. So he just types in a name on the Google search. For instance, Hulk Hogan height, and it says 6'6". And after he had 3 knee surgeries and 5 back surgeries, he shrunk down to 6'3". Used to be 6'6". And so, it's kind of a fascinating thing, and it's really not that fascinating. It's actually something that, is quite relevant in society, because according to the mythological stories, there were people that were 2 fucking miles tall. Up to 2 miles tall, as well as 10 foot, 14 foot, 20 foot, 30 foot. I mean, there were all kinds of sizes of humans, according to the ancient stories, as evidence to consider. And there's plenty of evidence in the dirt and the mountains and the rocks to examine And once it's seen, how can it be unseen? Without the question. Once it's seen, it can't be unseen. It's so fucking obvious. Except for the fact it could be a high-level intelligent hologram. It could be a hologram. Just because someone writes a story or tells a story in the community and shares a book on it or whatever the fuck, posts a record, doesn't mean that it's fucking true. I don't care how much evidence is buried in the fucking dirt and make it look like something that it probably could not be. Until such a time as it's really, really known more and experienced more than one's kind of going through it, then even at that point one could question, is this society, and even a new society, is this still another fucking hologram? But needless to say, that's the wonder in the universal quest. Even in the wonder of the universal quest, there's always going to probably be something something to ponder all the time. Always probably going to be something to ponder, That's just a could be. It's just a could be. Until it gets to the point where all of a sudden, wow, maybe there are no more Hollywood parts to act. Maybe there's nothing more in the universe to experience it. And who knows, maybe at that point it'll be lights out for the universe. All the suns and stars and the galaxies burn out. And the whole fucking black space turns into a black ice cube, according to the NASA top scientist story. And after a couple trillion years, it finally spontaneously ignites itself back to life, so to speak. So the stories go, But there's a whole lot of stories on the legal side that are what can be considered, obviously, stories that are full of holes. Stories full of holes. In other words, it could be that story might not hold any fucking water, except for those that believe it. And there could be a little quadrant or a state in the universe, a separate universal state that one can enter into, and they can live in that desire. They can live that desire in the universe if they want to. Imagine that. The universe is so grand and great. If they want to live that way, they can. Until Mother shows up again. Well, hi, son. You hungry again? I hear you crying. Oh, God. Let Mother reach with the handling arms and bring thee to the titty. And then the child's so desperate for the nourishment and the neurogem. All of a sudden, the lips start quivering and can't wait to touch the erect nipple. And remember, other things get erect too during these sensual experiences. Sensual experiences, yes. Other things get erect during these sensitive, affectionate situations, experiences. It ain't just erect nipples. And usually in the Garden of Eden, the mother and father had no clothes, at least according to that legal, stuck in the mud, abusive, hoping to keep it like that forever story. Eventually, according to the legal story, mother and father had to put clothes on because all of a sudden they started feeling ashamed. Ashamed because they was took by the serpent story. They was ashamed because Dr. Serpent Who story, the doctor's favorite flag flying pole symbol is the winged serpent climbing the pole. That's the doctor's military rank symbol. Anyway, so, oh, looky here. Ah, yes. Sometimes doctor has a story to share, and it's really not all that in a bag of chips, and a whole lot of other living organisms start to figure that out when, some of that fakery shit, hoping to keep it like that forever stuck in the mud abusively with it, comes upon the forced play. All of a sudden, other living organisms say, Doc, I'm not quite buying that story, that fake COVID-19 story you got going on. Control story. I'm not buying that manipulative, you think you need to fucking tell me what to fucking do story. I'm not quite buying that shit. It starts to spread like a virus. That particular mindset and information and, revelation starts to spread, and, other living organisms, kind of like, wow. Man, I thought this was a free country. I thought this was a free country. And then all of a sudden, God, I wonder what's really been going on behind closed doors. And curiosity arises, and starts to examine some evidence that, it's always been there. The evidence has always been there. It just hasn't got to the point where it's strong enough to want to, have some Obama experiences. Change is coming, fuckers. And as much as Obama is for the jab control fake story, deep inside there's a little child inside him, a lawful child, a soul that wants to come out and get some of that lawful suckle to grow up. And the change is coming is also the change is coming. The change is it's not only the change is coming on the legal side, but there's going to be the superseding lawful changes coming, which supersedes anything abusive stuck in the mud on the legal side, looking to keep it like that forever side. It's an automatic counterclaim. Automatic. It's natural. It happens naturally. So, anyway, we're going to get the saw here and we're going to trim these branches down a bit and get some of this dead dry shit out of the top some more. Might fluff up some of the piles around and stuff like that. Yeah. You gotta jump the fence again here. There's the saw right there. Brother's feeling quite young lately, having to fucking jump this backyard fence. I mean, shit, last time the brother had to fucking jump fences like this, he was around probably age 16. Feeling all nimble jack, and fucking quick jack, jump easily over the fucking candlestick. In the aged prime, 50 fucking 7. With not a fucking problem in the fucking world. Except for, age does start to strike on the legal side eventually. And that's where that preponderance for the law comes in and says, all right, Death, sit down right there. We're going to have a handling arm nourishment at the neuro gym. Legal death, stuck in the mud with it abusively, looking to keep it that way forever. That's a long name for a child. A long name. It kind of reminds me that the ancient Indians or stuff like that, they'd have, or Europe or wherever the fuck, they'd have 7 different names for someone. This here is John Frederick Drupapunk. In other words, all kinds of ways to say the same thing. Sicily Brothers spontaneously erupted around 2019, which was a big guitar time. 2019 was a big guitar guitar time around. It's big music time. And it was just after Mother transitioned, and just after the Sicily brother acquired the house back after the legal sheriff stole it. And now wondering, gee, I wonder if there's a job out there to obtain. And sure fucking enough there was. There happened to be one company in Lane County that didn't do a background check. And I didn't even realize there was anything on the background check. I didn't really care. I wasn't thinking about, wasn't concerned about, no fucking nothing. As far as the brother's concerned, you know, anyone can post a fake fucking background check. But it's not really fake. The brother actually did go to court for first-degree pedophile degree accusations. Actually did. Came out fucking militarily scot fucking clean. Except for the fucking Hollywood actor stuff and that abusive fucking story that went along with it on the fucking fake media fuck side. Which happens, you know. Even the little children need to be respected and uplifted with their imaginative stories. The good mother allows the child to go there. Because it's an opportunity to teach and reveal something. When it comes right down to it. But then after 3 years working for that company, Natron Wood Products, you know, probably the most run-down mill in the county. And that's not to say that's a bad thing. That's not to say that's a bad thing. Just because run-down mill, that's just a description that most people can understand on the street. In other words, you know, it ain't like everything's, you know, up to par, you know, according to the high legal standards. Sometimes getting back to nature, have a little, you know, equality with nature is a good thing. Because out in nature, you never know when the big cat's gonna strike. So you're gonna be on your fucking watch all the fucking time. But if you're in a protected zone, one doesn't get a whole lot of training with the big cats out in nature. Big cat. Although it is some big cat training there is some. It leans more toward the artificial side, robotic side. You know. The savior hero side, the vote for me side, someone else did all the work for me. And all I got to be concerned about is just doing what I'm told to do. That type mentality. That comes from much stuff that way forever. Religion, philosophy. Anyway. And there's all kinds of other reasons why that pack of nice, that's probably $20 worth of aluminum, not maybe $5 worth of aluminum cans and plastic stuff that was put on the other side of the fence over there, you know, if there was someone who needed to hide that shit right there because they had other things they needed to accomplish. Emergencies pop up, you know, and they think, oh, well, this brother seems like he's cool. Maybe he'll just keep it on the other side of the fence for at least 60 days or 90 days. Maybe he's smart enough to figure that shit out. Maybe he'll help me out. I'll be a part of his team or whatever the fuck. All kinds of living organisms think all kinds of different shit. You know? Who knows what it really could be until it's known. Even if there's a confession, you know, it could be a big fucking flat out fucking Hollywood script. Even with a confession. Until more and more is known. worldwide pro wrestling stars. He is the head chiropractor. This fucker is sharp as a fucking tack. And not only is this fucker sharp as a fucking tack, he's holding conversation at the same time as he's fucking cracking the bone, resetting all the muscles in the spine and all that shit. Asking questions and with curiosity, just like a child, just like any child. And it's some shit, man, to experience that, brother. You know, anyone could go on YouTube, just type in fucking top chiropractor for the fucking WWE, Worldwide Wrestling, or Pro Wrestling, whatever the fuck. This fucker will pop up. The videos will eventually pop up. One can have some good experience with this brother. This brother is fucking top of the line sharp as a fucking and he's a fucking chiropractor, and he says on his YouTube channel, it says right there, Dr. Here, I'm gonna look it up right now. This is gonna go on the video because we're on two-way camera here. Watch this. Okay, just go to YouTube and look at the history, because it's all over the history. Okay, you're gonna watch that video later. So you gotta add a new window here. Just type in "you" real quick for YouTube, and it'll just pop up the whole YouTube platform. And then just go down here to library in the bottom right hand corner, click that, and up comes the YouTube history. And just scroll it, and we're going to see that WrestleMania Pro Wrestling, the head chiropractor on YouTube that adjusts all the pro wrestlings. Wrestling, you get it? It's all part of the pre-scripted Hollywood program, the wrestlings. Okay, so click view all and then scroll. Brothers watching all these pro wrestling videos last night. Been watching pro wrestling videos for a whole fucking week. Come to find out, according to a lot of the YouTube videos and the Hollywood acting and all that shit, the most famous of the wrestlers of all, Hulk Hogan, is labeled as the biggest fucking liar of them all. According to the media story. And who knows what the fuck that brother's really going through. I mean, only he fucking knows, and probably some of his close friends, or where the fuck really fucking knows. I mean, who really fucking knows? And we're gonna get really when it gets down to it, what does it really fucking matter? I mean, everyone's got to face their own fucking demons eventually, probably, according to some stories that go around that are considered to be wisdom. I mean, shit. but some people ain't privy to this knowledge to participate in, and they'll believe anything that's anyone says. They'll believe any fucking story anyone says and run with it and pass it on. Did you hear what such and such said? Oh my God. Next thing you know, they've gathered an army together and they're ready to fucking go to war. And continue the shit charade. Vote for me, war syndrome. Stuck in the mud with it on the legal side, hoping to keep it like that forever abusively. That's a big, long name to always have to remember. To remember someone by, or a situation by. But sometimes big, long names like that are, out of legal necessity, that needs to repeat the fucker's the whole name all the time. Because it's so easy for a child to run with shit. This tiny little guy ain't got a clue what the fuck's going on. until the lawful motherly neurogem shows up. Psychological reprogramming. a breast nourishment. Universal knowledge. Just knowledge in the universe is an allegory or a metaphor or an example, for growing up. So So here's this video, this chiropractor. It's somewhere in here. You see, there's a lot of videos watched. See where it pops up. Here it is. This was the Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash. You see, no, that's not it. It was Kevin Nash though, because the brother was watching the Sicily brother sitting here watching some of the all-pro YouTube videos, and there's this one wrestler, and it's like, that wrestler looks familiar. That's a big fucker, and look how fucking handsome that fucking brother looks, and all that long blonde hair and shit. But the thing that stood out is, I wonder what his fucking face looks like, because I couldn't see his face for shit with all that fucking long hair. It just looked familiar just from the physique. I wonder who that is. Fucking sure enough, it's the Kevin Nash pro wrestler, and this fucker has gone through fucking hell and fucking back again. Not like Hulk Hogan, but kind of like Hulk Hogan. We're talking body injury wise. This fucker has gone through fucking. This soldier has been placed on the front line without the super soldier program. He was fucking wired back together instead of a natural cure with the extraterrestrial super soldier high level technology, where, you know, in the military, super soldiers considered, according to the stories now, super soldiers get their arms and legs blown off, they automatically and already grow them back. They got the technology. So anyway, so where is it? This video is in here. It's in the library, the YouTube library. Let's see here. Let's just go with this example. Just type in all pro wrestling, the top chiropractor, pro wrestling. Let's see if that pops up. Pro wrestling, top doctor chiropractor. Chiropractor. Let's see here. That didn't automatically pop nothing up. So it's in a playlist though, so it'll be easy. Brother's not really in the mood to scroll through all the history, because this brother watches at least 500 videos a day. That's being sarcastic and facetious, you know. Sometimes it gets up to a lot of videos. Keeping up with what's going on, you know. Keeping up with what's going on. Keeping up with what's going on. These are all a video YouTuber, you know, lawfully can be considered just a delegate. What's a delegate? Well, the CEO hires other people to handle big chunks of the business for him. That way he doesn't have to spend all this time fucking busy with all the small shit. That's called a delegate, a delegation, to hire a slave. So, you know, seems how legally the whole system is based on slave system anyway, slave mentality, you know. So I just allow all the YouTubers to bring information to this sisterly brother. Universally speaking, on a grander scale level, it can be looked at that way legally. All the YouTubers are just, you know, just use the street language. All the YouTubers are just delegates for me. They're just delegates. Slave help running the company. That way I ain't gonna be bothered with all the small shit when it comes right down to it. No, that's straight talk people understand on the street. Get right down to it. Although it's not totally fucking because, you know, there needs to be some explanation with identity and identifying with shit, where kids tend to run with that shit. Next thing you know, they're adding another level of fucked upness to the society. Unmothered kids, the unmothered ones. You know, unmothered is just another word by state nanny controlled. That ain't a mothering, that's a smothering. That kid was fucking knocked out a long time ago. So anyway, where is that video? I want to get that doctor's Dr. Delicate, Delegate, does that sound like a deli kit? Ham and turkey sandwiches with loads of mayonnaise and lettuce and a deli kit. A pig sliced up. A turkey sliced up. Sliced pig, sliced turkey. Or hog, or, all kind of. Hog is the name for all kinds of different situations. It doesn't just mean one fucking thing, which a young child runs with. Oh, it means this and this only, and he's ready to go to war with, because no one agrees with his what he was taught. It's this and this only. You fucker, you better bow down to the way or else. He'll defend it till his last fucking dying fucking breath. Until that's where the audit comes in. And an audit is just a raised voice, that's all. An audit, really getting down to it's just a raised voice, that's all. I mean, fuck. Who doesn't communicate? Everything communicates. But sometimes communication is hush hush. Because of the abusive one-way king. And the kingdom that the one-way king has established on the stuck in the mud, abusive, hoping to keep it like that way forever side. The big long name, big long corporate name. So where is that video here? Let me see here. There's Ozzy. There's drag racing videos. There's a Trump video. There's a liar, Hulk Hogan liar video. There's a Hulk Hogan meets Arnold Schwarzenegger video. There's David Lee Roth video. Here it is. It's called WWE Hall of Fame. Kevin Nash gets radical hammer therapy and the YouTuber's name is Dr. Bo Hightower. Is the YouTuber. This fucker is sharp as a fuck and tack. Sharp as a fucking. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe even the chiropractor treatments are a big fucking Hollywood fucking act. Even these chiropractor YouTube videos could be the biggest fucking hoax. And hologram and all that shit to make things look like something that's actually not. Military minds want to know. They say inquiring minds want to know. Well, military minds want to know. And that would be top predator cats always want to know what the fuck's really going on around here. And they don't let up on it. When it comes right down to it. So, although there are times for letting up on things, but it always eventually comes right back around to have to deal with it. It's always nice to have a vacation. Simply put. Study other things, think on other things, enjoy other things. So here it is.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is called selling.
This wrestler, this fucker got the shit end of the stick. He's so fucking torn apart and put back together. One could only probably think, fuck. Fuck. Brother got the shit end of the stick. Legally, thank you. But like I say, and with lawful consideration, it's all just a big fucking hologram. Could be, what if. Something to share, evidence to consider. Until all the bunkers and everything is fucking obvious. Every fucking thing. Brought out straight up into the open for examination. Full transparency. No more of the fucking skull and bones hiding shit. Although out of legal necessities, there's a lot of good to it. Preferably being, it is nice to feel safe and secure while growing up. Preferably speaking. as a priority. It is nice to feel safe and secure while growing up. And that's a no-shitter. Anyway, let's see. Oh, yeah, let's put the camera back to Russell mode. There we are. Russell, the Bee Gees song, "Rustle Through the Trees." that was one. Dad was a big Bee Gees guy. You know, growing up, youngerly growing up. There's a song called whatever the fuck, and one of the lyrics is "Rustle through the trees." The songs will recycle here shortly. Just give it some time. It'll come back. The melody will come back, refreshed, and it should be sung, easily recognized. Dead shit out here. Like I said, bring the hose back here and squirt the rest of it out. So, yeah. Trim this branch right here, because this was done at 2 o'clock in the morning. The Sicily brother came out here. All of a sudden, the motivation struck at 2 o'clock in the morning. Come out here and trim this tree. And it was so fucking dark, couldn't see shit. So some of these branches just got fucking cut just enough and couldn't figure out, couldn't reach it or whatever the fuck, and just had to end up just ripping them. Ripping them down. Tore the fuck out of them. So it's always nice, you know, the tree to have a nice, wonderful, so they say. This is all bandage techniques. This gets back into legal doctrine. Bandage techniques. There's a whole lot of horse shit going on with legal doctor bandage techniques. There's a lot of books. There is a book exposing some of the shit goes on with legal bandaging techniques. Especially for young children. You know. There's a book written by this one doctor. It's called The Body Electric. And this brother experimented with salamanders to see how he could get human limbs to regrow. And he was sharing information. He says young children who get their fingertips cut off and doors slammed on their fingers, says the younger children, if you don't bandage their fucking fingers, their fingertips grow back all the way. But if you bandage them, they don't grow back. But it's for the younger children who have all the collagen stores still abundantly supplied in the body. So anyway, when these fingertips were chopped off right here, you know, the brother had already read the book, read the information, so there were no bandages put on these fucking fingers. None at all. Except for the legal visit to the hospital. They put, that's all they did. They looked at it and they said, and after it was all said and done, the brother's like, instinct told me it didn't even need to fucking come here. But I only did because the boss recommended it. Otherwise, I was ready to go home with the fingertips and, you know, and shell it out at home. You know, to me, it was like no big fucking deal. You know, I've already been, enjoyed many other bodily injuries already, you know, and I usually do self-therapy at home. In fact, it's all been done at home. There ain't been a fucking doctor's visit for any fucking injury. Except for one. There was a time, you know, where, you know, I kind of got talked into something. And the brother was actually curious. Because being young, you know, fresh out of the military, a sailor, there was money on the other end of it. You know, you get military injuries, there's money on the other end of things. Except for when the records are obtained and then one figures out, oh my God, the fucking military scrubbed the fucking injury out of the fucking record. Yeah, fuckers. Them fuckers. Scrub the injury out of the fucking records. When those military records were obtained, the injury was not in the records. Them fuckers. It wasn't that. It really wasn't even considered a fucking injury. It was just a regular fucking. Everyone gets a fucking pulled back muscle. But that was the first time the brother ever experienced a pulled back muscle. And so, seeing how it was, I mean, the military would have probably been liable for that. Legally speaking. Not only that, looking at the way the legal military is run and how all the recruits are treated and go through post-traumatic fucking syndrome and all that other shit, sure enough, their fucking money was going to be liable for that fucking shit on the legal fucking side for any first-time fucking injury. It comes right the fuck down to it. Right the fuck down to it. On the abusive mud stuck legal stuck in the mud side, looking to keep it that way forever, long corporate name hiding behind the veil side. Sure, they're gonna scrub the fucking record. They scrub all kinds of records. But you know, you can see that's considered to be, you know, a stupid thing. You know, a minor thing. Stuff like injuries like that are considered just, everybody gets a pulled back muscle. You know, and with a really good look at it, it's almost the same thing as, everyone fucking dies. And we expect everyone to die too, so, you know, hope you fall in line with that program. You know, it comes right down to it, you know. Looking at it with a good lawful eye, with consideration, you know, one could actually experience and see the bullshit in that program. It's been passed around for a long fucking time. There's probably some extraterrestrial fucking at the fucking control of that fucking hologram. Or whatever the fuck it is. You know, things don't start to add up when, you know, legally speaking, just common day blunt street language, when all of a sudden questions start being asked. What the fuck is really going on around here? Fucking cock-sucking, fuck-ass Hollywood abusive motherfucking little acting little punk fuck. Yeah, I'm talking to fucking you right now, right to the fucking camera, you CIA fuck-ass actor. Stuck in the mud with it, hoping to keep that wave there. Come on with the handling arm to mama's tits here and get some good growth. Little guy, mama loves thee. I think you know exactly what I'm getting at too. Ye he who surveils everything. Talking to you right through the fucking Hollywood screen right here. You. And for all you know, it's just a fucking Hulk Hogan fucking all-pro wrestling fucking act. And you'll probably make a bunch of money off it, so sit your ass down. You know? Hey. What's the delicate tightrope? There is a delicate tightrope walk between reality and acting. There's a delicate tightrope walk. And only those that experience these things get to experience that tightrope walk. Only those that allow themselves to go there and experience this stuff get to experience that tightrope walk. You know, it's quite delicate. It's so delicate. A child could be hearing that shit and wonder, God, is it real or isn't it real? And that includes the inner child experiencing that stuff. Is it real? What is? Like I said, until all the military bunkers, all the extraterrestrial bunkers, all the skull and bones hiding shit going on, until it's all fucking revealed, or a good preponderance, preponderable evidence is revealed. It's only just a big fucking ponder. Who really fuck knows what's going on? With blunt street language, straight up with a quest. Who the fuck really knows what's going on? But it would be nice to know. It's the same old song all the time. The song remains the same, although there's different variations to it. Anyway, so that's that. It's probably a long enough video. We got the the wheelchair and the cans out here for what's it say on the back of the of course someone wrote a message on the back of the wheelchair. This could be actually a good sign too. What's it say on the back of the wheelchair? Well, first it says Websters. Well, that's Webster House Health Center. Return, please. Return to Webster's House Health Center. This could be a good thing. There's more than one way of looking at this. Everything has a good side and a bad side. But it is nice to absorb and spend some time on all sides. Sometimes it's nice to spend some time on a certain side. Absorb it and experience it to its fullest. And also to the point where some young child is going to run with a story. Run with a story. And tell imaginative things throughout the world. God, did you hear what Russell said? Oh my God. That two-faced fucker. He's run with part of the story. Ready to start a fucking war all over the fucking place. Yeah. Until Mother shows up. Websters. Here, let's be sure that this one this could all be inducement for starting a new business. Webster's Health Center. Return, please. Let's get a good and there. Websters. We'll put the cans. We'll put the cans in the save the bag right there. We'll put the bag in. McKesson. Okay, everything's got a message here. McKesson sticker on the side. Mick. Brother just watched a video on all the elite rulers that start with the name Mick. And it's not a good story. Although it's evidence to consider. All the Micks. All the McDonald's had a farm fuckers. Old McDonald had a farm. A-I-U-O-E. And how that song was changed around. A-I-U-O-E. It's nice to have, it's nice to have fun with things. I mean, shit. So, this tree is nice and trimmed up. So obviously, with that message right there, that this shit was put there on purpose. Webster's House Health Center. Well, what's that insinuating? Well, this brother shares all kinds of information from the free speech emergence lawful zone merging with the public zones. All kinds of shit. And that's an insinuation, for whatever reasonings. It could be all kinds of shit. But it is easy to get locked into things, though. It's easy to get locked into things, and sometimes, getting locked into things causes self-injury. Self-injury. So there it is, Websters House Health Center. Please return. And then here's the Lane Comfort Quilt, Market Lane. See all these things, because you remember, folks, the mob has been ruling the public street. The mob has been ruling the public street. And there's nothing that the gangs on the streets don't do until they're instructed by the elite fucker at the top. That's what it all gets down to. All right? Nothing is authorized without the mob rulers say. So, and only those that fear the mob ruler continue to kiss the mob ruler's ass and ring. Only those that fear. And the mob ruler's thinking to himself, God, why the fuck is everybody so fucking afraid of me? I'm just being who I am. Is there anyone out there that can accept me for the way that I am? And all of a sudden, along comes Russell. All of a sudden, along comes this fucking character called fucking Hollywood fucking acting emergency House Joint Resolution 192, creditor to the fucking bankruptcy, Russell. And then the mob leader thinks to himself, oh my God, Russell, I'm sure I'm glad you came around, because I was fucking feeling kind of fucking trapped here. Like I had to continue around like fucking prison Bubba and fuck every pedophile up the ass I could. Until you came around. These enlightenments start to happen. And that's where real friendship starts to develop. Just straight up tell it the way it fucking is. Now a real friendship can start to develop. Although there is a legal necessity to beat around the bush a lot. That's all just part of growing up. Anyway, so this says Lane Market on it, so 10-piece queen embellished comfort set. Well, of course, that was picked out, because the brothers back here emphasizing the queen energy, and Lane County and the market and Webster's House Health Center, please return, and all that other shit that goes along with the Italian stallion godfather that loves what's coming from the queen. He says, oh my God, I can't wait for the queen to get on top and grind that pole down. I'm tired of fucking missionary dominant position all the time. When it really gets down to it, the little guy wants to grow up. He wants to be able to fucking have the town conversation be real instead of fake. He's tired of having to put on the Hollywood act for all the other living organisms in the town. He wants to be able to be publicly real too. I mean, when it gets right down to it. But, and that's why motherly Russell is around. And that's just another name for, some call it the Aquarian age, some call it the universal energy. I mean, it is what it is, no matter what fucking name it is put on it. And it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. That's for fucking sure. One might think, well, brother, it needs to go somewhere. There needs to be some continuation with progress here. You're saying it ain't going nowhere? These are things that children run with. Hey, Russell said the program ain't going nowhere. Damn. Dashed all my hopes. Now I'm mad. Now I'm going to go fucking beat someone up, take it out on someone else. Children that run with shit. And that's just part of living in the universal living. Children have to run with shit because that's part of learning. That's part of learning. Children need to be allowed to run with shit. Although there are some living organisms that think they need to control every fucking child to their last dying breath. And even those living organisms need to be able to function how they want to function so they can learn their way too. I mean, it's just common sense shit. Anyway, so that's probably an hour video, and the battery is probably down somewhat. Let's see how much. It's down to 38%, so it needs to go back on the umbilical. This smartphone needs to enjoy another bill through the mail and be charged. Charged for non-payment. Charged up for non-payment. So, anyway, squawk at you later. This has been the wake-up call for the day. Russell Radio 88.8. I just am. Ain't AM, ain't FM. I just am. Oh my God! Vote for Russell! Oh my God! The next hero has come. Well, I nominate you, Russell. I nominate you. We'll pay you all we got in tax. Please, please.